portion of the Voting Rights Act. We are seeing southern states all across the South redraw their voting maps. This could lead to the largest drop in black representation since the Jim Crow era. I'm gonna see my man till I get satisfied.
These maps are racist tools of white supremacy at the behest of the most powerful white supremacist in the United States of America, Donald J. Trump.
This is serious. This is gravely serious for people. People fought, died, were tortured for the right to vote. And so the world needs to be watching this, because what is happening today will happen to the rest of the country.
A perpetual hatred. We told you he was the devil. All praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rikakwadash. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect, and double honors to the elders of Great Millstone. I'd like to say shalom to those who are listening and learning, and to the Akwaf, to the women. We say shalom to all of you. A perpetual hatred. And you've seen the first video here, okay? They're rolling back to the Jim Crow era. At least they're voting on it, right? So we told you, okay, that they were the devil, that the Bible speaks of, okay? And many of you called us the devil. You say, hey, you the devil, you're wicked, right? And we told you, you're going to see. And now it has been revealed to you. Hopefully you get it now. All right. All the marching, all the civil rights, all the crying out to them for this and for that. And now we're right back to where we started, fighting for rights here in America. Okay? But we told you the reasons why this was, okay? That the so-called white man was our twin brother Esau, Edom. Okay? And they have a perpetual hatred for Jacob. All right. And let's read about it. We'll just get into the scriptures so you can begin to understand. All right. Let's go to Psalms chapter 83 and verses. We'll start at verse 2. This is King David, Psalm of Asaph, I think. Yeah. King David. It says, for lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. All right. And the ringleader of this great confederation against the nation of the Israelites, you Negroes, Native Americans, Hispanics, all right, speckled birds, some of you all who look like the heathen, but you go back to the Israelites, okay, is none other than Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. All right. He's your number one enemy, and it's right here in the scriptures. Okay. So I thought I'd point that out to you. And it's more than one. It's a confederation of them that made an agreement in the ancient world to never let you become a nation. All right. Okay. All right. It was the will of the Heavenly Father. All right, let's go to the next scripture here. And it reads, we'll go to Ezekiel 35. And I guess we'll read 1 through 5. because the Lord told his men to prophesy against them. All right. Prophesy means to say before, to the prophecies of old. Okay. It says, moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir and prophesy against it. This is their real inheritance from the Lord. Okay, Mount Seir is over in Petra, Jordan. And say unto it, Thus saith the Lord power, Behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out mine hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. And this is a future prophecy coming to them in World War III, Armageddon. I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right, and the point, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. All right, so this is a future prophecy. The Lord is going to bring judgment on Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, for pursuing after us perpetually and having perpetual hatred for the children of Israel. Amos 1 and 11. Amos 1 and 11, and it reads, Thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever to this very day. Okay? And we have warned you out there. Okay? All right? But most of you all called us the devil instead. Okay? Sirach 14 and 5. That's Ecclesiasticus out of the Apocrypha 14 and 5. He that is evil to himself, he's evil to his own people. Okay? You see that a lot of them are suffering from the policies and the devices that they have come up with, okay, in these courts. All right? He that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? He shall not take pleasure in his goods. There is none worse than he that envieth himself, like DJ Trumpet. And this is a recompense of his wickedness. And if he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly. And at the last, we're at the end, right? He will declare his wickedness. All right? Project 2025. All right? Coming against Jacob. All right? The 12 tribes. Okay? Hunting down the northern kingdom, which is these Hispanics first. And now they're going to come after us also. And any dissenters. All right? That go against the administration. Okay? Sirach 12 and 10. This is what our forefathers warned us about. It says, Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust has not been altogether wiped away. Set him not by thee, lest when he has overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat, and thou at the last remember my words, and be pricked therewith. Who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or any such as come nigh wild beasts? So one that goeth to a sinner and is defiled with him in his sins, who will pity? For a while he will abide with thee, but if thou begin to fall, he will not tarry. An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. If adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first, and though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee. He will shake his head and clap his hands and whisper much and change his countenance. And that's what they have done. They've changed their countenance. They went from so-called being the innocent people of the world, now being the devil. And that's what they always have been, the devil. And they are revealing themselves as the devil. Okay? They're showing you, right? They showed you with the Epstein files. I guess you didn't get the memorandum. I don't know where your mind went, but they showed you with that. Okay? Jeremiah 49 and verses 12. For thus saith the Lord, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunken, and art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished? Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it. For I have sworn by myself, saith the Lord, that Basra shall become a desolation, a reproach, and a waste, and a curse, and all the cities thereof shall be a perpetual waste. I have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent unto the heathen, saying, gather ye together and come against her, and rise up to the battle. For lo, I will make thee small among the heathen and despised among men. Thy terribleness have deceived thee in the pride of thine heart, O thou that dwellest in the cliffs of the rock. That's talking about Esau, Edom, all of it, okay? That holdest the height of the hill. They hold the height of the hill, okay, because they are the ruling class people. Though thou shouldest make thy nest as high as the eagle, I will bring thee down from thence, saith the Lord. So the Lord is going to bring them down. Also, Edom shall be a desolation. Everyone that goeth by it shall be astonished, and shall hiss at all the plagues thereof. And this is going to be their judgment. Verse 18. All right, for all you all who don't believe us, this is going to be the end result. It's going to be a total destruction, nuclear destruction, and fire and brimstone poured upon this place, America, Babylon the Great. As verse 18, Jeremiah 49 and 18, as in the overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah and the neighboring cities thereof, saith the Lord, no man shall abide there, neither shall a son of man dwell in it. All right, so the Lord is going to destroy and burn America, Babylon the Great. That's going to be their judgment. All right. So you have been warned. America will never be great again. Okay. Salakia. This is what Esau said after Jacob got the blessing from Isaac, his father, okay, of everlasting rulership. Genesis chapter 27 and 41. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him, because Jacob is going to inherit the earth. All right. And they're going to be destroyed. All right. Brought low and destroyed. And Esau hated Jacob, Genesis 27 and 41. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. And that's what's coming. Okay, Jacob's trouble. We're heading right into it, right on time. They got the detentions ready, centers ready, and everything. Okay, they got the troops, Mr. Freeze and the Frozone people, ICE, they ready to go. But this is what the Lord has to say about it. But first, let's listen to this video here.
So the Supreme Court had a Klan rally, and they decided to gut the Civil Rights Act. Why is that? Because they want to keep America a white majority. Immediately after this decision, the governor of Louisiana, a MAGA white supremacist, paused the elections that were already taking place, and he's going to gerrymander it. He's going to look at the black districts and say, how can I make these white? Yesterday, in Southern California, they put up a Charlie Kirk Way to remember a racist white supremacist podcaster. What did he stand for? White supremacy. The white man ruling this country. The roaming blacks are committing crimes. If you're a black pilot, you're not qualified. Justice Jackson must be an affirmative action hire because how dare a black woman be qualified? Andy Ogles posting about 9/11 when Zoran Mamdani's running. Racism, white supremacy. Ted Cruz posting a meme of jihadist as a checklist on voting when Zoran Mamdani ran. Donald Trump taking away the history of slavery in the Smithsonian, the history of slavery at the Philadelphia South, taking down the history of slavery of Edgar Bevers. That's what this is. This is white supremacy. And the reason we're here is because white people won't say a damn thing because you don't want to be uncomfortable. When black people were hanging from trees by ropes, what did white people do? Nothing. When fetuses were torn out of black mothers, what did white people do? Nothing. When Native Americans were kicked off their land on the Trail of Tears, what did white people do? Nothing. When Asians were in internment camps, what did white people do? Nothing. 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 White silence has created Donald Trump. Donald Trump is not the problem with America. White supremacy is. We're here because of Barack Obama. He did nothing wrong. He was one of my favorite presidents. Incredible president. But part of this country, when you hear traditional family values, it means white. White, 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 white. That's what it is. And they saw the black man in the White House, and they said, oh man, I'm losing my mind. Traditional family values, white is going away. The outside of the White House doesn't match the inside, and I'm losing my mind. And they went back to what they know, the plantation owner. A mediocre white man with a micro penis. And in 2024, once again, that's what happened. You voted for a white supremacist that didn't even rent to black people, who asked for the execution of 5 black men. Very fine people on both sides. An adjudicated rapist, a felon, who was sued by a 13-year-old for being raped by a fucking 13-year-old. Officers died after January 6th from the insurrection. By the way, those were white men predominantly on January 6th, and they all got pardoned. And 77 million people. So the Supreme Court had a Klan rally. And they just...
Lamentations, chapter 4, and verses 21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, and that will be the descendants of Edom, Esau, Edom, so-called white man, that dwelleth in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. All right, that's the cup of affliction, okay? Slavery, captivity. Thou shalt be drunken, and shalt make thyself naked. So the whole earth sees the sins of Esau, Edom, okay? It has been revealed. He just told you about it. Verse 22. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. All right, you Israelites, your punishment has been accomplished. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. And that's the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, is going to visit their sins. Okay, let me read that again. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion, the Israelites. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, sin upon sin, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. Shalom.